Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Alex Dworkin, and I'm a managing partner at 40 Capital. We specialize in one-of-a-kind mathematical and scientific approach to the stock market that allows us to predict the stock market and individual stocks in both price and time with extreme accuracy, most of the time on multiple time frames. If you are familiar, I believe our work is nearly identical to what Jim Simmons was able to accomplish at Renaissance Technologies. Now, I can talk about the extent of our work for probably months, but at the same time, I don't want to bore you to death. So instead of that, I've included a number of different links under this video that you can click on and essentially learn about our mathematical approach, see our calculations, see mathematical proof, and its application to the stock market. So I encourage you to do that if you want to take a look. What we're going to be doing today as a beginning of a part of a series that we're going to be doing probably on a daily basis, we're going to be looking at individual stocks as well as the stock market, currencies, commodities, etc., using our mathematical approach and analyzing them and essentially telling you what our work suggests these particular instruments will do going forward. So we're starting today with Facebook, as many people call it Meta now, but I still like to call them Facebook. I'm not sure why, but here we are. And we're going to take a look at the stock and try to ascertain what it's going to do going forward, at least according to our mathematical calculations. Now, to be transparent, I have to mention that we currently have a short position in the stock. We took it right here at the top. We've been anticipating this long-term top for Facebook for quite some time, probably months. Our initial target, not our initial target, but our overall target for the top was $735 plus or minus $10, I believe. And if I remember correctly, the actual top was $741, and we went short a day before, I believe on February 14th at $730 a share. Not bad, particularly if we consider the fact that the stock proceeded to collapse in extent of 30% in the following 4 weeks. So what you see on the screen here is our our timing tools. What you see is our timing tools, not our there are two different distinctions between them. We use timing tools and we use time and price calculations that measure the stock market or individual stocks in three-dimensional space. So what you see here on the chart are just our timing tools, 2 of them. And what we use cycle composites. Our software has the ability to scan any particular stock and identify long-term cycles working in a particular stock, whether we're talking about the up cycles or the down cycles. Now, it's important to mention that the up cycles that you see here are typically responsible for the tops that the stock puts in place, and the bottom cycles are responsible for the bottoms that any particular stock puts in place. Now, there are multiple composites running in any given stock or the overall stock market at any given time. So this is just the best representation of the long-term cycles for Facebook, okay? So as you can see, we had a perfect hit here, we had a perfect major top hit here, and we have a perfect major top hit here. Now, pay attention because this particular top was scheduled to arrive on March 3rd, 2025. Now, there's certain margin of error associated with this particular long-term cycles. Sometimes it can be quite significant. In this particular case, I don't remember specifically, but it is, plus or minus 3 months. But the top so far has arrived definitely within the 2-week time window. We still remain within the margin of error associated with this long-term top cycle for Facebook, but it is coming to an end and this top will soon be confirmed. But there's a possibility there for a slightly higher top, at least from a timing perspective. Okay, the lines you see on the chart here are cycle composites associated with various cycles in the market. We call them clusters. Is when basically in this particular situation, when a number of cycles come together on a specific date or within a very tight time window, we call them clusters. And these clusters essentially identify important turning points, whether it's long-term or short-term, for that particular stock. So anyway, without boring you any more, basically what this chart shows is that it shows a major top for Facebook around this March juncture. As you know, we had it on February 14 or 15, the actual top. Cycle clusters confirmed. And subsequently, what it's projecting now is that Facebook stock is going to decline into this particular bottom in the middle of November. Sorry, not in the middle of November, but in early 2026. And at that juncture, it is going to put in a major bottom associated with the stock. Okay, so that's what the cycles and the time clusters associated with Meta are telling us at this point in time. Now, an important question arises: what about the price? So I already talked about this particular top. So I think around these levels we issued the final target for 735 plus minus $10. Once again, it was a perfect hit from that perspective, just $5 away within the margin of error. But the question becomes, okay, well, what's the next projection for this particular bottom? So let me show you another tool that we use that is able to calculate where the stock is going to bottom. So this particular line you see is responsible for all possibilities in terms of price associated with this particular projection of where the stock is going to go in the future. So this is very, very important, very interesting, because our software has the ability already to calculate not only this turning point. So even before this turning point is reached, we can essentially draw this line, and we're going to, if we know the time associated with this particular move, then we can project where different possibilities of where the price is going to bottom. So the easiest thing to do in this particular situation, just wait as we get closer. It's going to clarify, for example, if well, actually already broke below these levels, so we can dismiss these levels outright, and we can dismiss this level as well. But as we get closer, more certain levels will become clear that where the Facebook stock is going. So in this particular situation, once again, I'm not going to get in detail and bore you to death, but in this particular situation, this target area highlighted in green is the most likely outcome of this particular move down that we anticipate in the stock. So as we get closer, once again, it's going to become clear. For example, if we break below this level, then these levels come into play. But as of this particular date, this particular area is the most important. So this is the kind of analysis that we do. I didn't get into specific of how we calculate the stock market or individual stocks in three-dimensional space. I will get into that in our future videos. I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, basically that's what's so incredible about it. This is that our work is able to determine the time range of when the bottom is going to arrive. This is the range with the center of gravity located at the exact location, and that very important time cluster that we've identified. And then we can calculate in three-dimensional space and project the actual price and then intersect where they occur, and then make a very high degree forecast a year ahead of time of exactly where this particular stock, in this case Meta, is going to bottom. So that's about covers it for today. It's important to mention that, of course, that this kind of analysis is more general in nature. For example, when we publish a target for the top here, we've identified the exact price and time locations, and we're waiting with a perfect trade setup. Same situation here, we have the exact locations for the bottom. If you're interested in any of that information is available. We have a 30-day free trial for one of our services, 40 Capital. So link below. If that would be of interest, please check it out, and you will see those targets there. Thank you so much for your time. We'll try to be back with another stock market update as soon as tomorrow, or perhaps in a couple of days. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.